Hey, Ange.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing, Angela?
I'm fine, thank you. Do you have a question for our guest speaker?
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. He keeps saying acts of 1830, acts of 1933, acts of 1870. He keeps saying acts. Like, what's an act?
An act is part of the play.
Yeah, it's all fraud. So what do I care about the fraud of 1933, the fraud of 1870, the fraud? What do I care? It's an act.
Because it affects you.
Well, what happened? Why don't they just make it the law of 1933?
Because it isn't law. They can't even hide behind law.
There you go. So if it's not law, why do I care what the act is if I'm not
because they have all the guns and they have all the people participating. Say whenever they tell somebody to do something, they can get them to do it. We're participating in our own demise. I mean, like I said, I don't even like to go to Illinois because if you don't produce a state-issued ID, you're going to jail.
Okay.
So it has nothing to do with truth. This is about their system that they own.
Okay. Well, what happened if they claimed that, like somebody had like guns in their house and pot, so they took their kids away? How hard would it be to get the kids back if they just went to court and say, I'm a man and I claim that you're wrongdoers at holding my property and I demand it back? How hard would that be to get just to make a claim and say, I want my property back? What would they do?
I don't think you can make such a claim.
Really?
No, you don't have any rights over your family. You don't realize that you're not even the husband. No offense here, but the husband is of this farm. This is a farm. This is a state farm. You think the insurance company's joking, but this is a state farm. And the husband to all the women, the husband to all the mothers of the children within America is the president of this farm. He is the husband to everybody. He's the husband to me. Because this is a farm and it's run on husbandry. There is no rule of law. This is private property run and owned by a handful of people.
So you can't claim your children as your property?
No, because they're not yours. They're part of the book. They're part of the tome. They're part of that script.
Oh, but what I'm saying is, whatever if I just, like I said, made a simple claim and just said, I'm a man, I'm Karl Lentz, and I claim the wrongdoers hold my property, and they trespassed upon my property, and I demand an immediate return.
I wish it were that simple. I mean, I know lots of people that have tried that.
Angela, why don't you tell them what I did?
Well, why didn't you tell him?
Well, I had a Canadian couple do exactly that in court, and 3 days later they got their kids back, and the Crown is terrified of them.
They're terrified of them.
Terrified. They said they're scared toothless, but the lady said, really, us. But they're scared. Angela heard the call. Angela listened to the show.
Well, you know what? They let a lot of people go so they can disinformation. They can pass out disinformation saying this works, that works. I'll be honest with you. I don't know anybody that's ever actually done anything where it could be duplicated.
Okay. Well, the problem is the Crown tried to convince these people to take the word children off the paperwork. They actually have the signature from the clerk of the court that said that we will not accept the word children. You have to put children. You can't use the word property. So I told the lady, you have to use the word property because the Crown cannot make a claim for property. Only a man can make a claim for property in a common law country.
And you still believe that once everything is done at the very beginning of your existence, that you have common law access?
Yes, absolutely. I'm a man, I have common law. I'm a three-dimensional world, not a two-dimensional statutory world. Exactly. But
I don't disagree with you at all.
Okay.
I'm just saying that I'd like to actually see this in action because I've never seen anybody, I've never known anybody ever that could duplicate what somebody else did.
All you have to do is say you're a man, and nobody. Transi versus Pagliaro clearly stipulates the fact that in a common law nation, no attorney can testify under oath of affirmation. Only a man can make a claim in court. An attorney can't do it.
Absolutely.
So then there's nobody standing next to you. If you're coming in as a man, there is no state, there is no government standing next to you because you just invoked the common law. And once you evoke the common law, you're going to be the only man standing in court. Then what?
Well, you're assuming that jurisdiction had not been granted yet, correct?
No, I'm presuming. Not assuming, but I'm presuming. that I claim, plus I said I am a man, and I will settle any claim before this court, a verifiable claim. If there's no verifiable claim before this court, I'm going to go home, but I'll be more than glad to come back without prejudice to answer any claim of any debt that any man brings forth to this court who will be willing to verify it in open court under oath of affirmation.
They let you go.
That's it, all the time.
No, they let you go.
Of course.
But again, my question, just like the Rufus, is what percentage of the population, realistically, should have to know what you know?
It's simple. It's one sentence. That's exactly what the whole entire claim that scared the bejesus out of the Crown was. It was I, Giuseppe Arsenal, claimed the wrongdoers trespass upon my property. That was the whole claim. That was the whole lawsuit.
Upon my property?
Upon my property. Her children were her property. You see Exhibit A, B, C, and D. Susie, Bob, Billy, and Joe. There you go. And they got them back 2-3 days later. They said they're scared hopeless.
So you're using their definitions against them?
What definitions?
Property.
Property. They can't make a claim for property. Property.
Right, that's right.
You know what John Locke says about property, right?
Say that again?
You know what property is, right? What's your definition of property?
Well, I don't know.
All at which a man claims proper to his person, exclusive all within society, in which he has the exclusive rights to enjoy. John Locke, 1790, second treatise. Property. All which a man claims is proper to his person, exclusive to all others within a society. It means your dreams, your hopes, your blood pressure, your heart rate, your eyesight, your children, everything that you claim, exclusive to your enjoyment. Enjoying means attached to you, exclusive to all others. Now, anybody else can make a claim for her property. Fine. Let's come forth, make another man or woman can make a claim for her children, her property. Make the claim known, or forever hold your peace. Well, I'm going home with my property. Does anybody want to stop me? And the claim was simple. Her lawsuit just basically said trespass, robbery. And robbery meant simply that somebody physically took the property from her children from her, and that she could point to that person in the courtroom and said, that's the person who robbed me. See, theft of her children would have been if the children went to school, and she couldn't point down in the courtroom and said, I don't know who did it, but somebody did it. It's theft, and all I know is my children aren't here, but they're over there, and I want them back. That's theft. She just made a trespass, was the claim, was the nature of the suit was a trespass, and the characteristic was a robbery. One sentence, done. The order was, simple order, I'm going to charge you $1,000 a day. The order was simple. The order was, I'm going to order you to pay $1,000 a day for each piece of property held in naked possession. And then the second part of the order was, I will forgive those who trespass upon me and my property, as I'd wish others to forgive me of my trespass upon their properties. My children return to me immediately. So Monday they went to court, and they held a recess. And then Tuesday when they came back, the Crown met them in the lobby, and they said, we're scared poopless of you. You know, you want to become a lawyer? You want to pass the bar? You know, you want to work for us? You know. Where did this happen? New Brunswick, Canada. There's a whole. I do a talk show, man. My name's Karl Lentz.
Yeah, the gal that did it told her story. It was really good. She got her kids back.
There's always some good stories out of Canada.
And then the kid, and oh no, these people had a 1-year-old baby, and the Crown wouldn't give it to the grandma, to any of the aunts, none of the nieces, none of the family. They put it right to foster care. She said, I had family wrapped around the block trying to take these children back into the family's custody. They said, no way. They put it right into foster care, all 4 of the kids. No, they were merciless. They were there for a termination of parental rights trial. They were involved with these people for 5 months. They called me up 2 weeks before the termination of parental rights trial, and I had to fly through this stuff with these people. I said, look, just make a claim for your property to be returned. They will be returned, believe me. I said, do not change one word that I put on the statement. Don't add, don't take nothing away.
Well, let me ask you something, because I mean, when you speak, you're speaking directly of the Crown.
You're right, the Crown. You're telling you, they're in Queen's Bench, right?
Okay. Well, there is a step that is removing the Crown here in America, and you know, the Department of Justice is acting on behalf of the Crown, but they're acting as if it's the United States.
Okay.
So are you saying that ultimately...
Karl, back off your mic a little bit. You're breathing into it really noisy.
Who, me?
Angela?
Yeah.
Are you talking to Angela?
Yes. I'm talking to Karl.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I usually breathe on the calls that I don't know who's on the other end. Karl, so my question is, I realize I know who the Department of Justice is, and I know who they work for. I know who their boss is, and everything. The problem is that'll never be admitted. So even if I were to make a statement such as that, how do I do it here and do it because I know who everybody is. I just don't know how to get anybody to actually acknowledge anything.
Angela muted me, so you got to hang on a second. There's lag time there. So, what do you think
You're unmuted now, but you kept breathing into the mic. It was annoying, so I muted you while he was talking.
It's all right. It's all right. Are you saying if the feds make a complaint, a criminal complaint against you? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I'm saying that there's not an extra wall of smoke, or what I'm saying is that the Department of Justice is working directly for the Crown, but that you'll never hear it. In fact, a buddy of mine discovered a paper down in Illinois, I should say, that showed who the Attorney Generals were actually working for. And once it gets exposed that the Attorney Generals are working directly for the Crown or the property and revenues of the Crown, nobody here wants to believe that. And I'm not really sure how far the attorneys want to lay claim to that. But the point is that you have basically in Canada a direct link. You know who's doing what. Where there is one step removed here in America or the United States that there is no claim like that. Nobody really is laying claim to any of the Crown activity. But like I said, Curtis R. Kallenbach, I'm absolutely certain is Crown property, whereas Curtis Richard Kallenbach is not Crown property. So, and Curtis Kallenbach is
well, like I said, let me put it this way. Let me make a simple thing with the name. Say my name is Karl Lentz, okay? Who is going to move me to court and claim that I'm their property? Some man is going to have to come forward. The government has no way to come, because this is a common law nation, right?
Right.
And there is no higher court in this land than a jury, right?
Well, there are no juries in America anymore, though.
Okay. But so you're trying to say there is no Seventh Amendment?
No, the Constitution's irrelevant at this point because they're only dealing with statutory persons. There isn't anything left.
So are you saying that I can't evoke a court of record?
I don't believe anybody can in America.
Sure, I do all the time. But are you trying to, like I said, because a court of record only moves under the common law.
And you can get somebody to acknowledge a court of record.
Absolutely, do it all the time. It's simple. It's a very simple thing to do. You just get rid of all that stuff that you're talking about, like the names and stuff like that. Just say I'm a man, and I claim the right to revoke a court of record, and that's all you do. And then if the clerk of the court interferes with that right, how is she going to make it so simple? Why would she say that you can't? And then, like I said, that'd be interfering with access to the court. And then all you have to do is make sure that the head judge is aware that the court clerk is interfering with your right to access the court. And all these court clerks and all these judges are insured. They're bonded to a point, but they're also insured. They're both. So they know that they could be held liable if they interfere with man's civil rights, statutory rights, common law rights, or constitutional rights. I got the insurance form for our federal district court that says that if you don't think we're covering you folks with enough indemnity, if you interfere with somebody's rights, we recommend that you get additional coverage, and but don't discuss the coverage here during business hours. They know they're insured. They know they can't interfere with your rights. They're not dumb people.
You two ought to get together and have a conversation. We're already almost 3 hours into this call, and we still have someone that would like to ask a question.
Hey,
Karl,
give me have Angela email me some information on you. Give you a buzz.
Yeah, my website is broadmind.org. Angela, can you type that in for him?
Broadmind.org.
Yeah, BROADMIND.org.
Got it. I got it. I'll get a hold of you.
All right,
Yeah, or I can send you his email. I've got his contact information.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't call you back. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't call you back the other day, Angela. I was eating dinner with 3 guys from North Carolina.
Oh, that's fine. You know what? I forgot even what we were talking about. I get so many calls.
Yeah, they wanted to meet the wizard.
Oh, well, I don't blame them. When you win, hey, listen, you know what? There's nothing wrong with following success, right? That's what we all want to learn how to do it.
So, Angela, these guys actually met me, and I'm what I look like on that webpage.
Okay.
They met me, and I said, "You really
are you fishing for a compliment, Karl?"
No, you didn't think I was what I was. You said, "No, that can't be you." I was like, "That's
no,
great."
I didn't say that. I never said that.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right,
we need to move it. Okay, you two. We all move on now to California. It's been